going on, guys? It's Zach Colburn checking in from the Personal Trainers Business Course. I have a really awesome piece of content that's actually about creating pieces of content. Now, if you guys are getting started with online coaching, or you guys are getting started with online business in general, content is going to be a really important integral part of your business, especially when you're starting off by yourself, especially when this is starting from the ground zero. You need to have content to position yourself to be able to stand out from the marketplace and attract your ideal clients to you. Right? So essentially, your content is your new business card. It allows people to come to your page, consume what you have to offer, learn a little bit more about you, get a better feel and idea for what you have to offer, how you can help, what kind of value you can provide to them. But when it comes to creating content, it can be a really tricky thing. And this is something that a lot of my clients struggle with, is how do you create content, or how do you create really good content? See a lot of my clients struggling because they sit down to write a piece of content and nothing comes out of their mind, right? They have a hard time sitting down and creating content. So I want to share with you my tips and strategies that I use personally in my business to help me create new content. And now this is just my personal strategies. This won't work for everybody because everybody responds well to different things. So if this is something that works well for you, let me know. Go ahead and try it out. But what I find is this works really well for me. Essentially, what I do is I never sit down to write a piece of content and try to create the content as I'm sitting down. Because creating content is a big think task. Your brain needs to be able to expand, it needs to be able to explore, it needs to be able to kind of play around with this idea until eventually you can form it into the piece of content that you want to create. And it's not something that you can do on a finite little laptop, because laptop work is little think, right? It's more execution and just getting the job done. So what I usually like to do is when I'm creating a piece of content, I usually like to give my body space and my mind space to think, right? So going on a walk, going to a park, going to a beach, getting my mind out of the technology, out of the current space that I'm in, and letting it think freely. And I just play around with the idea of the piece of content that I want to create. For example, if someone wants to lose body fat, right? I'm going to create a piece of content that starts with the top 3 lessons that I've learned about losing body fat, right? Well, I won't try to sit down and create a piece of content out of thin air. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a walk and let my mind expand upon the idea. I'm going to think about stories that I want to tell. I'm going to think about examples that I want to use and play around with it until it finally forms into the caption that I want to create. And once the caption is created, I come back and I just type it out as I thought of it. And so I don't have to do any formula, or I don't have to do any formatting when I'm actually writing the caption. All I'm doing is just executing on the thoughts that I had thought about with that caption. Right? So you go for a walk, you think about the idea, you let it form, and then you create the idea and form it into a caption or a piece of content, and then you're going to come to your laptop and write it all down. Right? Writing an actual caption only takes me about 5 to 10 minutes because I take 15 to 20 minutes before thinking about what I want to say, and then when I'm ready to write the caption, all I have to do is just write it out. Right? There's no thinking about what to say when or what to say where. It's just a simple process of executing and writing out what the words that I had thought up in my head onto a piece of paper. So next time you're feeling stuck writing a piece of caption, next time you're feeling stuck but you have an idea, go out for a walk, go to the park, go to the gym, and think about it and let it form naturally in your mind till you finally have the piece of content that you want to create. Then you can come out and write it out in about 5 to 10 minutes. Guys, I hope this video was helpful. I hope it finds you well. If this video helps, leave a comment down below. And if you want to learn a little bit more about the Personal Trainers Incubator, then book a call with the link down below. Me and my team, we take calls all day to make sure that this is the perfect fit for you and fit for the other coaches as well. So if you're an online coach that wants to get started building their online coaching business, if you guys want more clients online, you want to use social media to grow your brand, reach out to me. We'll see if this is a good program for you, and we'll talk soon.